And interestingly enough, the City Council, they may not know this, but they would have approved money to train our firefighters in dealing with UFOs and extraterrestrials because that's part of their official training manual. And so obviously some amount of time, some resources have to go into that. That was news to me. I did not know that prior to filing this ballot initiative, that at least some training happens at that level. And in the course of the last few weeks, I've been getting emails from seeing things on blogs where, and I can't confirm this, so don't take this as fact, but that Air Force cadets receive training in how to deal with UFOs, that FEMA has held hundreds of workshops on dealing with this issue, that there's some elite group at the federal level that has been on this since their training manual was dated April of 1954. So obviously resources are being spent, but it's also estimated that our government, and this comes from Dr. Stephen Greer in this other DVD, that our government spends anywhere between $40 to $80 billion a year in black ops projects, covert projects that we don't know about. We don't know how to even account for the money. And that amount for Denver citizens on a per capita basis would probably total about $80 to $160 million a year of Denver taxpayers' money going into these projects that we can't even know about. So that's a lot more than the $75,000, which, as I said, isn't really required anymore anyway.
Jeff, how many signatures do you have? How many do you need? And what do you expect in terms of outcome of the vote as compared to your safety for the visa?
Well, we expect to have this on the ballot for November. We need just under 4,000 registered Denver voter signatures. Given that this has had so much momentum for so many years, polls for the last 10 or 20 years consistently show that the majority of people believe that there is extraterrestrial life. A very large percentage believe they visited Earth many times, and also very frequently a majority believe that the government is covering that up. So there's already quite a bit of information out there. There's momentum, there's support, and we expect, I believe that it will pass. I don't think it would pass today because there's been too much denial of information, too much misinformation, but I think within 6 months, by the time of the election, we get a lot of this information to the voters, elevate their awareness of this reality. I think it will pass.
How many signatures do you have now out of 4,000?
There's me. We just got approval on the initiative on the petition last Thursday, printed it up on Friday. Then, since then, it's pretty much been organizing other things relative to this press conference and meeting with people who were going to collect the signatures. So really, probably less than 10. But starting tomorrow and going forward, if anybody here if there's nothing within your employment agreement that prohibits you from signing this, then I'd invite you, if you're a registered Denver voter, to put your name, make a little bit of history on this petition. And Victoria, who is off to the side here, has a petition. She can collect that. She's one of our first volunteers. Yes, Craig?
You say the government is covering it up. I assume you mean the United States government. How many other governments do you think have this knowledge, and why would they all be covering it up?
Well, the kinds of industries that would be impacted and the sectors of the economy that would be impacted by having these clean technologies, medical procedures, medical treatments that are superior to what we have now, energy sources that do not involve fossil fuels or nuclear energy. Those are major disruptive technologies. And so naturally, people who are concerned about that sort of thing, governments who have invested in those kinds of technologies, those dirty technologies, there's going to be resistance. But the writing's on the wall that we really have to make this transition soon. If we can draw some benefit from extraterrestrial sources from other cultures, why not? They seem to be willing to provide something. Some of these technologies have been reverse engineered from what's been found in crashes, and so they exist. And some of these documents, I believe, make reference to that kind of technology that's known within our government. So this is Congress, and this is big money.
But what about other countries?
I don't know about other countries, but the fact that they're just now starting to release some of this information means that they probably means they've been withholding it themselves.
Russia just let go a lot of information.
Right, and whether or not they're releasing the best information or just the most the information that's easiest to try to discredit, I don't know, I'm not qualified to comment on
It's
it.
very credible. It is.